Welcome to the review of the BMW X3. This is a 2025 car of the year, by the way. Listen, this is a much loved car in South Africa, the 20D. This one coming in at 1.2 million rands, and here we're going to be exploring the features that justify that price. It is claimed that this car can do 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds. Under the hood, you've got a 2-liter mild hybrid diesel engine producing 145 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. Listen, this car ticks the right boxes. So whether you're a small family, a working dad, a working mom, or a single guy and a single lady, this is the car with a big statement. It's a nice step over to one day when we all go drive the X5s and the X7s of this world. Just like the BMW 3 Series, this is the sweet spot of BMW's royalty of SUVs. And personally, I am one of those people that said this car wasn't good looking at all. Listen, I lied because, hey, I'm swallowing my words. This is one of those cars where it will grow on you once you see it in metal. Anyway, just as usual, we're going to start on the outside, explore the features, and then work our way onto the inside. And this car was rented out at Pace Car Rentals in Marlborough, so also check them out. As you all know, we have not worked with BMW just as yet, but for now, we're going to be renting out some of the cars that we don't have on test. And I know a lot of people want to see these cars.
This is the BMW X3. It's been proven to be one of Mzansi's most loved SUVs, and this is based off the BMW 3 Series, and we all know how people in South Africa love the 3 Series. But looking at the front, this is how the front looks like. You've got some air vents on the side, nice updated bumper, and if you notice between the G01 as well as this new X3, you notice that BMW moved away from some sharp edges. They went to some of the nice smooth round edges. I was one of the first people when it came out on the pictures, and I thought this is not a nice upgrade. But hey, I swallow my words. I'm sorry, BMW, you've done a great job. Looking at the lights, you've got your indicators that are incorporated inside of the light, your LED daylight running lights. You've got your nice LED, BMW LED that lights up. Again, we're seeing another vehicle without any fog lamps, because a car like this, to be honest with you, the lights look really good at night. You don't really need fog lamps. Technology improves. You've got some of the lights that also give you a bit of a much more better visibility at night than what you used to see in the past, where they needed to incorporate some fog lamps or sports light, if you like. Some people used to call them that. And then in front, you've got a nice kidney grille from BMW. This time is big. And remember, when this kidney grille came out, the first time it was on that 4 Series, and then we didn't like it. The M4, we didn't like it. The M3, we didn't like it. But in this one, personally, I love it. Also, this illuminates at night. If you can get closer there, you will see, let me see if this will show, you will see that inside of there, you've got a nice illumination of light that lights up at night. It gives it a bit of a much more better street presence. You have a camera in front that works with your 360 degree camera. And then you see there's a bit of air vents here, but at the top it's closed up. Down here you do have a bit of air vents. Down here you also have air vents, have a little bit of air coming in and out. Nice BMW badging that is now slid inside of these gaps here. In front here you've got a nice beautiful front that's looking good.
Obviously, this is a best suited car for a mid-sized family. But hey, I'm really saying this because if you're going to be using this car as a daily, you need the practicality and see if it will work for you. This cover here on top covers your load in there, but also you can throw in some of your stuff in there. You've got 550 liters of boot space in total. You do have your spare wheel down there. If the seats are rolled down, you're looking at about 1,600 liters that will be freed up. Also, your spare wheel is nicely tucked away down there. You can also get a tucked away tow bar as an optional extra there, which I think is really convenient. Electronic tailgate, so no manual labor here, and that's exactly what 1.2 million rand should get me. LED lights, as I said, which are incorporated with the indicators as well as your daylight running lights. The reverse light is somewhere down there. That's where you get your reverse light.
This is a 20D, A 20D has always been proven a great reliability in terms of BMW engines. The fuel consumption is perfect, and also while cruising on the highway, you're not going to feel it on your pockets. At the back, this is how it looks. You've got your LED lights at the back, and it's written nice boldly there, X3 20D. And then remember, this car does come in different other variants, like the 30E, where it's a plug-in hybrid, but this one is a diesel.
Looking at the side profile of the car, as you can see, BMW has kept a similar silhouette, just a little bit much more softer with the soft round edges this time around. With the beautiful 20-inch Pirelli tires, you can also get them in different styles like these ones. This being the M Sport model, your brake calipers are gonna come out in that blue, which I think is a beautiful blue. Before we go on to the inside, I thought I must let you guys know that you can get your BMW X3 in these different colors. You got 9 colors to pick from. The one we have here is a dune gray. Here is how your remote key looks like. The car does have keyless entry, where you don't, as long as you've got the key in your pockets, you can just touch the handle there and the car will open, or you can even just click the key if you don't want to do the new fancy things of these days. Also, have you guys noticed that manufacturers, especially BMW here, they've went back to the traditional handles of how you used to open? It's just a simple pull-up.
Personally, I think this BMW X3 has got one of the best looking front ends of cars that we haven't seen in a while. Every single time BMW releases the X3, they make it better and better and better. And we've seen it on the X5s as well. And they've been winning a couple of awards. And I was privileged enough to be part of the people that were at the awards to witness BMW picking up an award for this car as well as the BMW X5. I think now we can go on to the inside, look at some of the features that we can play around with it. Because also, yes, the car looks good, but you as the driver and the passenger, you need to feel good and be able to enjoy the vehicle inside. Let's check out the inside. Now, let's look at some interior shots. This is a beautiful car already that says to you, you deserve to spend your money on. And again, it looks very futuristic. Your big screen, you've got your nice digital cluster, your nice infotainment system in this side. This car is also equipped with a Harman Kardon sound system. As you can see, it's written somewhere here. If you could just 3 lines that usually you would see, especially on the video that we did with the BMW 1 Series in Cape Town. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch that video. Also, if you watched the video up until this far, thank you for watching, but also please subscribe, please like, please share the video with your friends and family.
Now, this is by far one of my favorite interiors on most of the cars that I've had, because here BMW was bold enough to now introduce the touch to increase the intensity of your air vents. Even when you're locking, everything is a touch. I don't know how touch sensitive this can be set, but because it's a little bit too far away from your hands, when you're touching it, it needs to be intentional. You also have a little bit of LED on the sides there that changes the colors depending on the driving mode you are in terms of the mood and the ambient inside of the car. So also when you put on your hazards on, you will start seeing also the red light illuminating there, and then until it goes back to the normal blue that you know. If I'm being honest, most of the features in this car will be quite repetitive in terms of the cars that we've had in the past, especially in the BMW 1 Series. Here is where you can set your surround sound. By moving that little dot in the middle, the sound will be traveling to where the dot is. If it's at the back left of the car, it's going to be there. You do have options of setting your equalizer, whether you want to touch or you want to use the traditional knob down there, you can still do that. Also, this car is still a brand new car, so it has not been serviced yet, but you can check all those controls onto your screen, whether it's your engine oil level or tire pressure monitor. All those things are in the screen. But also, we must acknowledge how far we've come, guys. Back in the day, you would have to just put a dipstick in there for you to see where your oil level is. Now you can just push a button and the car can measure your brake fluid and all of that stuff. Your temperature control buttons are on the screen, but nicely selected or placed down there with a little bar where you don't have to dig for them. Also, you got this cool animation of the car there because the car has got hazards on. If you look at on the screen, the little car there that's animated has got hazards on. Also, the response, it's so good. So the minute you touch on it and you move it, you don't have any delay or anything like that. So you can tell BMW and most other Germans have been in the car space for a very long time, hence they can get this thing right. In some of the cars I've tested, the less said the better. Guys, you know how many times do we have to emphasize how great a car interior has to be? Yes, the car looks good on the outside, but you know, driving the car, you are inside and you need to feel the comfort. You need to have all these features, these touch sensitive air vent controls and LED lights. They need to make sense. This is the only part where I feel like BMW could have done better. I'm not a big fan of the traditional plastic on the side because that feels a little bit like plastic, but hey, hopefully they've compensated for that plastic with the pedal shifters on the steering wheel. You know what they say, if it doesn't have pedal shifters, it is slow. I don't know how true that is. You be the judge. Also, this is what you can do onto the screen. You can see 360 around the car, what's going on. Whatever button you push there, you also see the camera moving to whatever side you selected. Also, I've noticed something. When you turn the steering wheel on this car, it looks like the camera is moving as well. When you turn to the left, it also looks like it's moving. I also like how clean the interior or the center console looks. You know, it just looks very neat. You've got your wireless charging in front of you there and all those other buttons there. If you don't want to touch the screen, you can use them to control whatever is there, because the screens can also get a bit dirty. They need to come up with something that helps us, you know, like a screen cover similar to the ones that we have on our phones, but for the car interior. If they're not there, maybe I haven't known about it. So these are the different modes that you can use. The minute you click the button, the ambient lighting inside of the car will also change into the color of the mode that you want. Eco will obviously be blue. Sport will always be red, because I mean that means you're about to cook because the stove is red. So all the other functions are there on the screen for you to explore. You do have maps onto the screen, but this just has a beautiful interior overall. The steering wheel is nice and bulky, multifunctional with flat bottom. You've got 8-way moving seats there, where if you want to set your profiles, you need to just use the ones next to the air vents, but otherwise this ticks the boxes. You do have cup holders on the side that can fit a big Stanley cup, as well as your window controls are also there. Now let's look at the back. You got some privacy curtains that you can pull up. Guys, it's the small stuff. It's the small details that make a car be justified when it comes to the pricing. So even if when you're closing the door, you can see the importance of having that, because when you've got little kids or when you're driving around some important people in the backseat, personally, I'll still get the windows tinted a little bit darker, because generally I just don't feel safe in a car that doesn't have a tint. Important feature there, guys. They must know you are in a BMW M Sport. When you put the safety belts on, those 3M lines must appear so you know, and they know exactly what you're in. You've got cup holders somewhere in between there if you wanna, roll them down, if you don't want to use the ones on the side. You've got a nice stitching on this leatherish looking material. You do have a back pocket where you can place a book. Down here you've got 2 USB-C ports where you can charge your phones. Guys, are we all moving to USB-Cs or what's going on? But hey, I understand, because the world is moving and USB-Cs can charge a little bit much more faster. I really love the design of the headrest. I think it's really cool. Here there's the POV when you're sitting at the back seat. This is how it looks like in the front. It's just a beautiful design in general. It just looks good from whatever angle you're looking the car at. If you're sitting at the back, this is gonna be your view and entertainment for the entire road. You've got a beautiful seamless panoramic sunroof, and doesn't matter where you're looking at. When you've got a panoramic sunroof in the car, it does also feel like it makes the car feel a little bit much more big. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but you've got plenty of stuff that you can fiddle around with. Here you can hook in your tablet. If you want to place your tablet there's a couple of hooks that you can buy that you can use to hook a tablet there at the back so you can see, but also it can be used as whatever hook, a grocery hook that you can use. I saw some accessories for this car actually on Temu, where you can buy a couple of nice accessories there. You've got your own air vents at the back, as I said. This is your leg room here. I'm not the tallest person in the room, but this will give you a little bit of an idea. I always have my seat rolled back anyway. As I mentioned, the car does have a Harman Kardon system that you can enjoy when you're sitting at the back and enjoying that privacy. Here is a POV of how that panoramic sunroof looks like from the outside. If you've watched the channel so far, I'm sure now you know how much I love gloss black roofs. And in this case, I'm happy that BMW actually did not just cover it. It's actually glass that helps you see at night. Also, entertainment for the kids when they're sitting at the back. They can look at the nice stars at night. Again, another mention, this car was rented out from Pace Car Rentals. I was actually shooting a video for them in collaboration with African Bank, what they're doing. I'm gonna attach the reel so that you guys can see how it looks like. And that's when I decided, why not just rather do a review of this car as well. Here's how the reel looks like so that you can have an idea of why I was there.
Alright, so you know I'm always on the move with car reviews, road trips, but this time I needed a quick rental. I pulled up at Pace Car Rental, quick, efficient, and now with something a little extra for African Bank clients. This is where it gets interesting. If you've got an African Bank card, you are rewarded just for renting.
We already know that Pace Car Rental gives you the best rates with their good cars, but that's not all. Now with African Bank, if you pay using your card, you can actually earn up to 50% points with their audacious rewards points.
No paperwork, no stress, tap go, and your points will be loaded just after your trip. You already know I had to go for something clean. BMW X3, the latest shape, perfect for the Joburg streets and an open road.
Summer is already around the corner, so make Pace Car Rental and African Bank part of your summer plans.
Whether it's work or play, this collab just makes sense. Book with Pace Car Rental, pay with your African Bank card, and end while you move.
If you watched the video up until this far, again, I appreciate you watching and subscribing and liking. I didn't get this car from BMW, but I had to go to Pace Car Rental to rent the car so that you guys can see what's going on here, because some of the people in the comment section, they've been asking me to review the car. So hopefully in the future, we'll be able to take it on a much more longer test drive. But today I just popped in and then recorded the video so that you guys can see.
Now, you've watched the video up until this far. By now, you should have decided whether this car is worth your 1.2 million or it should be a little bit much more cheaper. Personally, I've noticed that every single decent car out there right now is sitting at somewhere at R1 million. So I wasn't shocked when BMW revealed the pricing for this. It's a 20D after all. We still have a M50, we still have a 30E, and remember the M50 has the B58 engine and it gives you your pops and your bubbles, and also has probably a much more better respect on the streets in terms of the car community. But at the end of the day, a 20D ticks the boxes and it gets the job done.
The ride quality of this car is so amazing. The suspension feels much better improved. I mean, the X3 G01 was already nice, but here I feel like BMW are showing off. And some of the nicest features I like here is that every single time you reverse, it almost feels like the camera is moving, because it's giving you a bit of a much better wider angle on this car. Anything else, you just have to leave it to your imagination, because this is amazing. Very beautiful car. Screen is in front of you, pedal shifters if you really need them, but when you're driving such a car and in this sort of traffic in Joburg, I don't think you will need. Again, if you watched the video up until this far, I truly appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the content, and as promised, the video content will get better and better, and I like you and I love you, and support local YouTube.